You're listening to The Spoiler Party on the MSC Network.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Spoiler Party. My name is Thomas Von Erich, and I am joined, as always, by Chris Kenmore, world famous stand-up comedian. How you doing, Chris?
Good. Nice of you to make it, Tom.
Yeah, it's been a rough week. I wasn't even able to get my hair cut. I was trying to do that, but didn't work out.
I could cut that for you. You want me to chop it up?
Yep, that's going to be taking place in the second half of the show. I'll tell you who was not getting a haircut. Michael Myers.
Kind of. He kind of got singed a little bit.
Is that what they do in the European nations? Instead of using scissors, they use fire.
Yeah, it's like a French style, new style at French boutiques.
Well, we're talking, of course.
And when he took his mask off, or he had his mask taken off at the end, Scooby-Doo style, we saw that he was rocking the Dr. Phil. He was bald on top. He had a short on the sides. I don't know. I didn't see if he had the same mustache going on, but it looked like it was freshly chopped too. You know, it wasn't growing long and scraggly. I guess you said he was fresh out the mental hospital.
That's true. If you are familiar with the first installment of the Halloween movie that came out in 2018, he was freshly released.
Well, the first installment of the reboot installments. The most recent reboot installments.
The most recent reboot that they remade of the remake.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of different timelines. And what's really sad is they're doing the same thing with the Marvel timelines.
It's hard to keep track. Do they have a bunch of red yarn that they can keep track of on a board on the back wall somewhere?
You know what, Chris? I'm going to do that.
For each and every
I got my arms folded. I'm going to set this whole wall up with red yarn and figure out where Michael Myers has been, where he's going, and where he's going to go. But I think it was spoiled in this movie.
We found out he's going home.
That's right. Spoiler party right there. He's going home. He doesn't give a fuck about Laurie Strode.
Yeah, Laurie, get over yourself.
Yeah, she thinks she's the head muckety muck. She's coming for me. I need to be, so prepared. I need to prepare my family.
I'm the star of this town. He's coming for me all the time. He only wants me. He doesn't want any of you other skanks.
Even though he killed skanks. But no.
We found out from Will Patton, or Officer Hawkins. He said, "Get over yourself, bitch." He goes home every time. He wants to go home.
That's all he wants to do.
Under Armour commercial. We must protect this house.
Is that like a deodorant commercial?
Yeah. No, those really tight weightlifting shirts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I always wear them when I'm going out to the clubs, but I don't lift weights.
Do you go to the same club that Anthony Michael Hall and Lindsay Wallace went to?
I go to the same gymnasium that he went to in 16 Candles. And I'm trying to build my legend. I was waiting for him to pull that stunt out in this movie, like at the beginning when he went into that bar scene. And he gets up on stage, and it's like an open mic or something.
Yeah, it's an open mic that they have the triplets singing a song. They have a ventriloquist doing. It's like a talent show.
Yeah, and everyone was killing it, And then he getting up there, and he just killed the whole vibe. It's kind of like when I do my set at the open mic. I get up there, and then all the laughs go, and they just die out.
Oh, when you
'Cause
do,
he had to- I bring
give
up,
us
like-
give us a joke that you do at your
I like to do
open
like
mic.
Anthony Michael Hall. I like to bring up like, hey, remember that time that boogeyman killed everybody in this town, and I'm one of the survivors. That's exactly what he did in this movie, Tommy Doyle.
See, I would go up to the open mic and be like, "Yeah, hey, have you guys heard about the ivory-billed woodpecker? It was just declared extinct by, health officials or, whatever nature officials. But it's a good thing that the pale-skinned pecker sucker hasn't been declared extinct. I can see one of them now down at the bar area."
Hey, you're assuming any females are going to be at this open mic, Tom. Usually it's a bunch of grimy dudes.
I would point at a dude. I don't give a shit. I try to make one. I try to write one new joke a week, Chris. Well, what's your schedule like? How often do you write jokes?
When the lightning rod of inspiration zaps me in the brain.
When it hits you, was there any inspiration that hit you during this Halloween movie as you were
Probably.
watching it?
Probably. There was plenty to laugh at. I something that struck me is horror movies are always social commentaries. Do you agree? On the current times.
I feel like that it should be, but I don't.
It just they just seem to have that woven into their scripts, their screenplays, their writing. It just seems to pick up whatever kind of social injustice or social justice is happening in the world. And what I found funny is when they started chanting, and I was like, oh, I see why Tom is so excited to do this movie on here. It reminded him of his pitchfork crowd at the insurrection at the White House scene.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Charlottesville protest in Virginia.
Maybe, I don't know, whichever one you were at most recently, Tom.
I was at neither of them, and I am not a white supremacist.
Did you get excited when they started chanting? You can admit it.
I did get excited because I feel like this.
That's all you have to do to get Tom excited is start a chant going.
This type of group type vigilante justice is something that we are lacking in today's society.
You were on the side of mob justice, and you see where
absolutely.
You see that there was some kills, some friendly fire. What do they call it? People died who didn't need to die in this, who weren't necessarily the target.
Oh,
like
and
they were looking for Mike Pence, I think.
And that's what absolutely happened to this poor guy who escaped from the mental institution at the same time that
Danny DeVito.
Michael Myers did. Yeah.
He was played by Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, only 2 feet taller and 100 pounds lighter.
Yeah, it's debatable. It's a very similar look. He kind of reminded me of Danny DeVito in the Batman Part 2.
Oh, and the Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this guy from the mental institution who escaped at the same time as Michael Myers in this film, he had nothing to do with Michael Myers, but he was just trying to, make his way out. And he was obviously mentally disturbed. He had problems going on. He originally was trying to hide in some people's cars, and they found him and scared him away. And then he went to the hospital for help, but it was too late at that point because all the people at the hospital,
they decided he was Michael Myers. He was the one that was going to suffer for their suffering.
Yeah, all the people at the hospital knew that someone who's crazy needs
dies
to
tonight. Evil dies tonight.
Stop.
Evil dies tonight.
Stop.
It's getting Tom excited.
No,
he wants to join in and go mob and lynch somebody.
No, it was because there was a drinking game where anytime you hear "Evil dies tonight," you take a shot.
There's your Jameson right down there, buddy.
We're not doing that tonight. Even though evil dies tonight.
That's the way to make it die. You got to do a shot.
Well, the poor guy who escapes from the mental institution, and everyone thinks he's Michael Myers because they saw him on the news. Hey, this is the guy who escaped, or at least one of the guys. He goes to the hospital for help, and he gets turned on. The large group chases him down. He gets stuck in a what is that, like a walkway or breezeway or something?
He got locked in there by Karen. Here, I'll help you. And she locks him in there. Waits for that mob to come up and then...
Oh, that's right. Karen Strode. Laurie Strode's daughter.
Karen Chode.
And I thought she was going to do one of her gotcha moments. Like, I thought that she was going to turn and be like, hey, we got you. You got to kill yourself. But she was actually trying to help him. She was doing the right thing. But it didn't help all that much because everyone broke through the locked doors, chased him out to the window, and he had to off himself just to get away from everyone.
He didn't have to.
He didn't have to, but he did. What would have happened if he stayed? He would have got beaten to death. What do you think would have been better? Chris, what would have you done? If
I would have fought them all off.
Okay.
I mean, if Michael Myers in this movie, Tom, I took issue with the fact that Michael Myers all of a sudden went to Steven Seagal's school of Taekwondo. He had moves. He fought an entire squad of firefighters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Using, what is that type of karate that Steven Seagal uses? Fat guy, lazy karate.
Krav Maga.
I don't know. Twisty fingers karate. Michael Myers had that going on. He defeated a whole squad.
Well,
used their weapons against them.
Were some of the firefighters getting killed? Were those your favorite kills?
These were beefy hunks
that Michael Myers had. What were some of your favorite kills? Give me your 3 favorite kills that Michael Myers had in this film, because it's Halloween Kills.
Obviously, we talked about this beforehand. This black lady who is a patron at the bar with her husband. They're dressed up like doctors and nurses, which I found a little bit racist, Tom.
Because Chris doesn't think that black people can be doctors and nurses.
I just didn't think that they need to dress up like doctors and nurses, because I know, unlike Tom, that black people are quite frequently doctors and nurses in real life. So either they were lazy about their costume design, or, it was racism written into the script.
Oh, did you hear the reversal? Like the man doctor was the nurse and the female nurse was a doctor in real life?
I don't know.
No, whatever.
But anyway, so they're locked in a car with some of the previous survivors of Michael Myers, right?
Yeah.
Were they locked in the car with that one chick?
The older nurse who was in Halloween 1.
Yeah,
Marion 2.
Marion, played by Nancy Stevens. And then Lindsay, who was the little girl who was being babysit by Laurie Chode's friend in the original.
Yep, Annie Brackett.
Yeah. So she saw her babysitter die. Anyway, they're survivors, and somehow they team up with that black couple who was trying to go home. And it's the black lady. All the other people get killed, and the black lady has the gun, Now she comes running back after they all get killed, and she's the only one with a gun, and she runs right up to the car, pointing it at him, and he kicks open the door, and she shoots herself in the face. Those are my favorite kills.
Yeah, that was a really good kill. When Michael kicks the door open, and then that's not by Michael's hand. And when they
Not by his hand, but by his foot.
and when later on in the movie, when they find the bodies, I don't know why Michael would want to do this, but he put some masks on the bodies, and then
He's having
spun
fun.
'em- he spun them around.
He's
on
been
the,
doing this for a long time, Tom.
on the merry-go-round.
Right? It's Halloween. He's trying to give a little scare.
And they had some certain masks on that was a callback to a previous film. Are you
Which
not
one?
familiar?
No.
Look up, pull it up, Silver Shamrock theme song. You don't
He had
remember?
this-
You don't
what?
remember Halloween
skull
Part
man?
3?
No, nobody remembers that one because nobody watched that one. What is it?
Silver Shamrock theme song. Yeah, he put masks on the doctor and
I
the
feel like we
nurse.
played this on this show before.
Oh, we probably have. Probably the last time we reviewed Halloween a couple years ago.
You got to prove every stitch. It's the season of the witch. Is that the song?
Did Courtney Love sing that?
I don't know.
It's just the season of the witch.
Your Courtney Love impression is spot on.
It's just the season of the witch. I've seen her nude
In real life?
a couple times.
Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween,
Yeah.
Halloween, Halloween, happy, happy
It sounds like something a bunch of Smurfs would be singing.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
happy, happy Halloween.
What's the big giveaway?
Halloween, happy, happy
Spoil it for me, Tom.
Well, in part 3, the big giveaway is bugs coming out of your eyeballs, earballs, and mouth hole.
Well, what does the mask have to do with it? They were wearing what? A skull mask?
Oh no, I'm saying when
After they were dead and he hung them up by the swing set.
yep, he put those masks on them, and it was kind of a callback to that movie.
Which mask?
There was 3 masks: a witch, skeleton, and pumpkin.
Oh, okay.
They were sold by Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, 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 Silver Shamrock.
What do you think is going to be the top mask for this year's Halloween? Is there going to be a Halloween this year? Or is Dr. Fauci going to ruin it for everybody?
The top mask is going to be a Dr. Fauci mask. And then 2 days later, like all those masks are going to be found in the street with 2 bullet holes in the face.
I think it's going to be Selena Gomez.
Is that the one who decided who she's polysexual and she's big and fat now and has short hair?
I don't
Or is that a different one?
No, that's the one that nobody cares about. That's why she has to keep trying to make herself relevant to whatever's popular.
Did you just call her a she?
Oh, they, thems.
Because if she has a vagina, she's a she. Oh,
I'm all right. You want to change from dude to chick, right? But I struggle with English enough, Tom. I don't need to relearn they and them in a different context for a singular person. That one I don't think is going to catch on. I don't care
No.
how many people you think you are. Tom has 43 personalities. He just goes by one singular pronoun, he or him.
See, I'm starting to think that these sex change, not operations, but these sex change, you need to refer to me as a different gender. That's a rich thing. Like, look at that little boy, Elliot Page. I'm not talking about Elliot from E.T. I'm talking about Elliot Page from the Umbrella Academy.
That's
And
the most
X-Men.
memorable. Okay, maybe for some people, the X-Men. Yes,
Yes.
Juno.
Juno, yes. Yes, where she was born a female and she now is a male. Like, that seems like a rich person's game.
No,
Like, you couldn't, like if you were a poor person like myself or Chris, we're not poor, but we don't have the type of money that an X-Men does.
well, when my pappy dies and I inherit that Kenmore fortune,
yeah, but
Kenmore
it-
kitchen
but
appliance
would
fortune
take
I got
it would
coming
take
my
a
way.
lot more than you get from your pappy to
Oh no,
to
we're doing
change
very well
genders.
with kitchen appliances.
Oh, I'm sure you're doing great, but
A lot of people took time during the pandemic to remodel, Tom. I don't know if you know that.
it doesn't take money, it takes fame. You can have all the money in the world, but you need fame in order to change gender.
What does it take to ride this train, though? You don't need credit cards. What does it take to get this train back on track? Since you're speaking of people's genders and sexualities, how about we talk about the gay couple in this movie?
Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's how she might be a hermaphrodite.
No. She is a capitalist who is trying to push her probiotic agenda on everybody
Oh, with her
via
you
Activia
need to-
yogurt.
Yeah, you
correct.
need to buy your poop yogurt.
Handle your business first, Jamie, and kill Michael Myers. And stop trying to push your probiotic agenda on everybody. It's been how many goddamn Michael Myers movies and she still hasn't killed him? I get very upset with
This is actually her 7th movie involved with Michael Myers. That takes I think that makes her the most recurring character in Halloween movies. Before that, Danielle Harris was number 1, if you're familiar with her.
kind of, maybe.
Halloween 4 and 5, and then she was in the Rob Zombie remakes.
Yes, kind of.
Just Google Danielle Harris tits.
I drawing a vague picture. She looks kind of like
Of her
a
tits.
brunette chick
Yes,
that's young with big boobies.
No,
you're
no, no,
saying.
no, no, not when she was young. She was very
That's when
young.
Tom was
4 and
into
5.
her.
No, not at all.
Anyway, quit trying to dodge the question. How did you feel about the inclusiveness of a regular gay couple? They didn't have any troublesome pronouns that we had to relearn. They're just regular old gays.
Oh,
Are you comfortable with the regular gays yet, Tom?
They were one of my favorite parts of the film. I really liked them, Big John and Little John.
Mm-hmm.
And
Little John, played by Michael McDonald from Mad TV.
No.
Yeah, Little Stewie or whatever his name was, Stewart.
That was one of my favorite memes that came from the film, where it showed like Michael Myers like with him with his Mad TV character like stop it.
That's kind of how he died too. No, he was pretty upset with Michael because Michael killed the love of his life, Big John,
Yep.
by stabbing him in the armpit.
Ooh, you were a fan of that kill, right?
I guess if I had to rank the kills, I would rank that as number 2 because I haven't seen that except in maybe a Steven Seagal movie. Again, I don't know who the stunt coordinator was for this, but I have a feeling it was the same guy who did the movie Hard to Kill.
All right.
Or
So
any of
if
the other-
well, let's pause it right here. And if you had to rank the kills, well, what are your best ones?
Doofusly shooting yourself in
I
the
would
face.
be, I would be the guy killing the guy right
Post
outside.
Malone. Let's just pause and just enjoy this Post Malone music.
As
via-
Michael Myers should probably pop up and kill the guy driving in the back of the studio. On
You want me to
Ridge
stick
Road.
the microphone out, see if they can hear it? Yeah, it's not coming up. We can hear it very loud and clear, as our fans will frequently drive by the studio and serenade us through the window. And that's Post Malone for you. What were we talking about? The gay couple, Big John.
your top 3 kills?
Okay, it's black nurse tries to save everyone, runs up on the car, ready to shoot, and Michael Myers kicks the door open. Oops, I shot myself in the face.
That's a good one. I like
That's
that.
a good one. And number 2 would be Big John gets stabbed in the armpit. And then he got stabbed, however else. Oh, then he got his eyes gouged out.
Yeah, he did.
Something else that they did in this movie, Tom, that kind of took it to a new level, a different level that we've seen in maybe any of the previous Halloween movies, except maybe Rob Zombie. He's done this. So it kind of picks up from his version, is where they show a little bit of suffering. Not everybody dies instantly. Like in some of the early horror films of our generation, it was safe. You did a quick stab.
You get stabbed and you're done.
Stab, I'm dead. Everyone gets killed that way. And then you get to live out your fears without, actually having to feel bad for the victims. And this way, when people don't die right, even the guy who jumped off, the 5th or 6th floor of the hospital, you can see he's convulsing. He's probably dead. But there might be a few minutes where he still has consciousness. It's weird because when they show that scene...
Oh, you're talking about your honorable mention guy.
Yeah, when Danny DeVito as the Penguin jumps off the hospital to escape the angry mob, he dives off face first, and they even show him waving his hands on the way down. But then when they show it later, and they come back after the crowd surrounds him, it's kind of like when the Joker fell off in the original Tim Burton Batman and lands on his back when he fell off the hospital.
Yeah,
so maybe a
that's right.
continuity error, whatever. He's face up. Even though when he splats, he's face down. Maybe he bounced off and then did a flippy doopy and landed on his back. And
did a little bouncy bounce on an Olympic style dismount.
he did a Simone Biles.
Yep. But he wasn't afraid.
But he was still convulsing. There was the old couple, one of your favorite kills, right?
Yes, both of them.
Biracial couple. I know this angers Tom to
No, not one bit.
to the furthest extent of the law. He gets very upset when he sees movies that are inclusive and try and show different facets of life, different strokes for different folks. And this was a black woman who married a white man for his credit score, right?
Well, you went way more egregious than I did.
You just thought that they were an old couple.
Yeah, I thought
And-
they were an old couple who it was probably
You don't think that they were high school sweethearts and they've been married for 50 something years?
No, not at all. I think that at some point the man's wife died and she was the maid and took over as the
Why
the
do you
wife.
think she had to be a maid? Why wasn't she the breadwinner in this situation?
Maybe she was the breadwinner. Maids
She
make
was
a
the
lot of
one-
money.
Yeah, she was the one who had the hobby and she was flying the.
You know, she made a lot of money being the a black woman in the Borat movies.
Was that her?
No.
That's who it looked
No.
like.
No, it wasn't her. It was just a different black woman with blonde hair. You're the racist, Chris. You're the racist, thinking they all look the same. But no, they were a happily married couple, and one of my favorite lines was when they saw Michael Myers outside the door, and the guy, he's a famous comedian, Lenny Clark. Did I get the name right?
I'm trying to find them
Yeah.
now. They're
Yeah,
way
let-
down
let-
the list. 'Cause
yeah,
they
let-
were only on screen for a few minutes, Tom, is why someone might not recognize even the white guy. Right?
Yeah.
You recognize him from something else.
Yeah,
'Cause
he's
there were a lot of
the
cameos
white
in
guy
it.
is Lenny Clark. He is a famous Boston stand-up
Okay,
comedian
I
from back in the
recognized
day.
him, but I didn't know who he was.
and
Does that make me racist against whites too?
Chris, you hate every race.
That's not true.
As long as I've known you, you hate every race.
Only
No
Pacific
matter if it's-
Islanders.
Talking
Talking to you, Dwayne Johnson. And you know why I hate them? Because Dwayne Johnson is doing a movie where he stole a role from a black man. Now he's got his own superhero movie and he's going to play Black Adam. And we all know Dwayne The Rock Johnson is Hawaiian, which is Pacific Islander, right?
Oh, he was always well. His father is Rocky Johnson,
Who is
black.
all the way black.
Oh yeah, look, Google Rocky Johnson. That is one of the blackest black men you will ever meet in your life.
I don't believe that he's part black.
But he, because of his diversity, because he was part black, part Pacific Islander, part white, he never wanted to declare himself as a black champion. When he won the WWF World Championship back in the day, like they never declared him as he's the first black champion because he's so diverse.
What was it? Oh, Lenny Clark, right here.
Yep, Lenny Clark.
All right. Well, where's his woman from this movie? How come he gets to be so high up on the list?
Because he's
I don't even know if she has an IMDb page.
popular stand-up comedian. He was in the first few seasons of Rescue Me with Dennis Leary. Okay, well, I forget where we're going with this, but he was my one of my top killings.
I thought you liked the way his wife got killed.
Both of them. I like the way he got killed with the multiple steak knives in the chest.
Okay. And this, I decided, and I'm probably right about this because I'm right about mostly everything, that this was Michael Myers practicing the way he killed this man. This is early in the movie, and this is one of the
Mhm.
scenes I'm talking about. It's really it makes you have empathy for the victims, where most of the time you don't care, you know. And we like this couple, even though they're on screen for, you know, very short time. They argue like an old couple would, you know, but you
Yeah,
can tell
even though it's not believable that these two would ever be together.
I believed it.
No. This old Italian guy.
Oh, yeah. The old Italian guys from New York
has a black
they
bride.
have black girl
No.
fetishes. That was his
No.
fetish bride. What's his name? That's in all Robert De Niro. He's one of them. Only dates black chicks. And he's an old Italian guy.
Yeah, we saw how that worked out. He's single now. As an old man with no one who loves him.
Except for his money. Except for his piles of money. Yeah, I don't know what her name was in the movie, so I'll never find what his wife was. But anyway, so he initially gets his head bashed in, and then the wife, she has a knife or something. She's like, stop it, don't do that, that's my husband, I like him.
Yeah, and then for her troubles, she gets the light tube, which I have a very big discrepancy to talk about this. I'm a professional wrestler. We use light tubes to hit each other with. Yeah,
Actual real light tubes
yes,
or sugar glass. You can get hurt.
sugar glass.
You can get hurt and injured, Tom. Is that why you have to wear glasses now?
We go to Home Depot and buy 4-foot long light tubes. The thing is, when you hit somebody with that or hit them on the ground, the entire light tube shatters. What Michael Myers did in this movie is he broke a piece of it off. And that just doesn't work like that. It's not how it works. That's my only problem. I'm cool with him stabbing piece of the light tube into Lunel's throat. I'm fine with that.
No, that defies the laws of physics. That is not strong enough, especially if it's already broken in half. I just don't think it's strong enough to push through anybody's skin, even hers, even though she was like 70 years old, right?
Yeah, she probably has some real leathery neck skin.
No, at that point, your skin is so thin. Yeah, possibly, you know, it can get stabbed through easier, but not by one of those thin ass tube light bulbs.
Yeah, especially with how easily breakable they are.
Mm-hmm. That was enough to kill her. And then he picks that guy up. And this is where I said, you know what? This was inspirational, this kill. The way he killed Lenny Clark, because I said, look at this. Even Michael Myers has to practice. Like, he took every knife out of the thing, and he was doing it exactly the same way. And I was like, you know, it inspired me to go through. And I said, I got to practice my jokes better so that they come off every time you give the audience the exact same delivery and approach. And that's what Michael Myers was doing. He did it exactly the same, like 10 times in a row.
All right. Now, did you, as a person watching the film,
as many kills as he's done over his career, and there's probably on the internet somewhere you can look it up, but hundreds, a thousand maybe. It's been a lot of movies. Whatever the number is,
I'd say at least 20 to 25.
You never stop trying to perfect your game, and that was the message behind that kill when he killed Lenny Clark.
All right. Okay, I guess you answered my question. With all those knife wounds, I think we discussed this before. You said he's doing it to practice.
Correct.
As opposed to where I'm saying
you don't get to be top of the food chain, the best killer on horror movies by not practicing.
I feel like he's doing this. He's stabbing until the person is dead because he had already fucked. He had already fucked him up, and then he like dragged him and threw him on the table, and then started grabbing the knives.
If you watch Tom Brady, he'll do the same drill over and over again. Would you agree he's the GOAT?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. 7 Super Bowls, whatever. He's same age as me. Very young man. And still just like Tom Brady, we're both still at the top of our game. But his approach to the game hasn't changed one bit. He can phone it in, right? He's got it. 7 Super Bowls. That's more than Joe Montana. That's more than anybody. He's got the most. He could phone it in the rest of his career, just get a check every week, go out there, lose a game, and they'd say, I got old. It's fine. Happens to the best of them. But no. He takes the same approach as when he was 21. He does the drill over and over, the exact same way. And that's why he's the best. And that's why Michael Myers is the best. He practiced. He saw a bunch of knives. He saw an opportunity to get some reps in. And he's like, same motion, over and over. Like however many knives were that knife stand.
And that's why Michael has my number one kill in this film, and that's at the very end where he kills Laurie Strode's daughter.
Right. And did you notice?
Played by...
yeah, she's famous. Judy Greer.
Yes.
She's been in a lot of shit. Not shit, but a lot of movies.
Yeah, she most famous from the lopsided tit girl in Arrested Development.
Okay. That's where Tom remembers her from. She's one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody remembers her from something. Going down the list.
She's also from
a lot of television.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Into the Dark. Oh, Good Boy. We reviewed that on here. They're calling it a TV series, but it's a movie. Remember with the dog? The dog that kills, I think, the little tiny...
No,
anyway,
I know what you're talking about, but we definitely didn't do that.
We did that movie on here.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You could be right. I might be wrong. This is where we play the highlight of us reviewing the movie.
Ant-Man. She was in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes. She is Paul Rudd's ex-wife and mother of the new Ant-Man daughter type person.
So many things. Anyway.
Yes.
And she plays Karen in here, and she goes full Karen on the doctors at the hospital, trying to get the best protection for her mother because she knows that they didn't kill Michael Myers. He got out.
No, and then she, even after she tries to protect the mentally ill guy who like commits suicide, and she says, "Oh, that's the wrong guy," and he ends up she tries to protect him, and he ends up killing himself, and then she ends up.
Go ahead, finish your thought here, and I have a statement about this.
And then she ends up part of the mob who finds the real Michael Myers, who they shoot him multiple times, beat him with baseball bats, and she comes up from behind, does the fatal blow, which is the knife in the right shoulder. Fatal blow.
Yeah, and that's when everybody, okay, we got him, yay. And then they start sucking each other's dicks and patting each other on the back. That wasn't it. No, there was a lot of social agenda messages woven into the script. They don't beat you over the head with it, but kind of. I mean, they give a big lecture at the end. And her character is like, no, we're all turning on each other. He's got us turning on each other. And this kind of mirrors what's going on in our present day situation where nobody gets along, right and left leaning people just want to sit there and argue. And there's a lot of people who think that comedy is dead because of now people have to cancel everyone because they have to win an argument that nobody has to win that argument. It's a discussion. It doesn't even have to be an argument. But anyway,
No,
because
you're so right, Chris.
he created this frenzy and this mob, and yeah, there was a lot of message about how this small microcosm, right, the small town, kind of mirrors what's going on in small towns all around this country right now, and bigger towns too, but more so in the small town.
Yeah, well, it's basically saying that Michael Myers himself is just a tiny microcosm of just.
He represents whatever
He-
boogeyman.
Yeah, he
of the
represents
moment.
the boogeyman, the hatred of what's going on in your neighborhood, in your neck of the woods. It doesn't have to be a physical boogeyman. It just has to be hatred.
Right. And you need to stop letting them do that to
Mhm.
you. That's the whole point, is that you're letting them play you against each other, right? And the same way their fear was in this movie, that's the thing that was, causing friction amongst this mob who turned on a mentally disabled man, because they all were.
All he wanted was help. That's it.
And they thought
And he was
evil
promised
Michael
help.
Myers. What did you think about?
And the lynch mob came for him. And
Tom, you like lynch mobs, and you think they effectively dole out
I'm-
justice,
I,
but you see how it could
I
be
am
with the
one
wrong
to-
person steering that mob. It could be a dangerous tool.
and I would be the wrong person to steer that dangerous
No,
mob.
I think
'cause
you're doing
I
an
would
amazing job.
I would just shot a teenager like that guy. Had a sexual relationship with an underage girl. We need to kill him.
And really, would you use that as revenge for people who cross you in your daily life? If you had the power to control a mob?
No, I wouldn't do that. It would be people who deserve the hatred, the people who did the wrong things.
Yeah.
But do those people who do wrong things, do they deserve forgiveness?
Like, say somebody cut in front of you in line at the deli, and you say, "I had number 38," and then they went up and they said, "No, I'm 38."
And they got my turkey ham sandwich in
And-
front of me.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man!
Would you use your powers that you have on the microphone doing your podcast to get your whole angry mob of podcast listeners to go out and dole out some mob justice to that person?
To that one guy who
It would
stepped
be
in
hard,
front of me
yeah.
and stole my ham/turkey sandwich.
You were entitled to that sandwich, Tom.
I was.
That was your sandwich.
That was my sandwich. He even put a little bit of Italian dressing on that sandwich for me, because he knew it was me, the guy making the sandwich. So maybe I should be more upset with the guy making the sandwich, as opposed to the guy getting the sandwich.
What did you
all,
think
it's
about?
all it's all a conspiracy, Chris.
Before you go off too far off in that realm, what did you think about the costume for the gay couple, specifically Michael McDonald in the pirate outfit? He was portraying a gay man on screen, and they thought it was necessary to dress him up as a pirate for Halloween.
A butt pirate?
Oh, nobody even was going to take it there, Tom. But since you brought it up, the only way it could have been more offensive is if they would have like put a pair of assless chaps on them, and then they said those kids when they come and prank them, and they run that prank on them at their house, at the Michael Myers house.
Oh, where they say that the little kid ate a razor blade?
Yeah. They ask him, "What's your costume?" And he says, "I'm a butt pirate," because he's got his ass sticking out, but the rest of his body dressed as a pirate. How do you feel like they redecorated that house?
Who, the two gay guys?
Yeah.
Big
Do you
John
think
and
they
Little
did a
John?
good job of redecorating Michael Myers' house? You think he was upset when he came home and saw their designs and he was like, all right, that's it?
That's a very good question, Chris. Michael
Everyone-
Myers came home because at the very end of the movie, he makes it home.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, 51 minutes in, Michael makes it home. And I think we talked about this. Like, he had no interest in Laurie Strode.
Right.
Like, he didn't give a fuck about her.
Is
All
it
he wanted
just
to do
now that she's older, he doesn't care about her? Are they making a political statement about how women are no longer deemed desirable after they reach a certain age by Hollywood beauty standards? Is that what you think they were saying? Or just
No,
he
I
never
think
had any interest in her, not even as a young, nubile 17-year-old babysitter with gigantus titties that she had or still has.
and her hermaphrodite possible penis.
You think she looks like a hermaphrodite? You never found Jamie Lee Curtis as attractive?
I did not find her attractive.
You're going on record right here today.
As saying that I did not find her attractive, whether she was female, hermaphroditial, or male, or whatever it is she is, even gray-haired.
I'm not talking about her
Activia.
current Ellen haircut and Steve Harvey suit that she wears, this bright orange
No,
designer
in
suit.
in my life, I have never once found her attractive.
What about this photo right here? I'm bringing up a photo from her IMDb page. This was from, is this from Prom Night? What is this? Oh, from Perfect. I don't remember this movie that she was in.
Is that some kind of
she's in a leotard, a striped
disco movie with John Travolta?
1985. I would guess she is an aerobics instructor in this photograph here from this movie Perfect. Judging from the title, maybe
Not a
it's
fan.
about people trying to have the perfect body.
Not a fan.
Still don't think she's attractive. Okay.
Nope. No. Find me a good picture of her.
I'm gonna try.
We're looking. If you're watching live on YouTube, congratulations. You're one of the only. But we'll post some of these pictures at Facebook.com/The Spoiler Party. Oh, she's hot, pretty, right there.
There you go. This is her present look. She's got the old hag style.
Daddy like.
Long grayish, you can tell she had dyed it some form of old lady blonde color, but the color is wearing off.
The reason that it's sexy is because I know the actress, Jamie Lee Curtis, she has not had long hair in real life for decades.
Most of her life. What do you think that is? What is the reasoning behind it?
She actually did
Because
an
of
interview.
her gut bacteria lacks probiotics and she has to supplement with Activia?
I actually recently listened to an interview that she did that someone had asked her, like, oh, what do you do for your beauty routine and your hair and all that? And she was like, oh, back when I was, not a star, but back when she was first got famous, she was very self-conscious about how she had to do her hair and how she had to do her makeup, and then at some point, like she just like freaked out one day and cut all of her hair off and stopped doing her makeup and was like, wow, this is really refreshing. Like I feel like I don't owe Hollywood or the public anything. This is just gonna be me by myself. That's
So
how it is.
laziness. She didn't want to go through the beauty routine every day that most people, most men, hetero men
Chris,
find
why,
attractive.
Chris,
in a
why
woman.
would you hate a woman like
I
that?
don't.
I love a woman like Jamie Lee Curtis who
Confidence is always sexy. What about this image from circa 1978, Jamie Lee Curtis? In the original Halloween, she's got a very brushed out Farrah Fawcett wave going on.
Oh, I see that picture, and
Pouty lips.
I thought that she should have won the Kentucky Derby that year.
You think her face looks a little bit long?
A little bit, a little bit.
That was actually a look back then that was popular. It's the Steven Tyler. She got a very similar mouth shape.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah,
it?
the very long face.
It's a little
and-
bit pronounced. I don't know if that face is long or not.
And do you also feel like she kind of got pushed to the forefront because of her famous parents?
Her mother was
Tony-
in Psycho.
Yep, and her father, Tony Curtis.
What does he do? Lounge singing.
Yep.
I'm sure she was around it.
It's
and
not unusual to be loved
I don't know,
by
has she-
anyone. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
Has she ever said why she got into show business?
Probably because she got forced into it by her parents.
So it's kind of like sex trafficking. I don't think her parents would. Well, maybe. Back then, before they knew the beast, the demon that the Hollywood machine is and how it just rips people up, churns out. It just tears you apart, doesn't it? I don't know.
And it's
Most of the child actors, it's hard for them to deal with those levels of fame mentally.
I was just talking with someone earlier today, and I hate to bring this up. It's a very sad story.
Okay,
But-
right
but
here.
About how
Right
the-
here. What about when she has the simply irresistible hair and style in True Lies? She's got full makeup on, like that Robert Palmer video.
Oh, simply irresistible.
She's in True Lies. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger that she plays
Yep,
his
True
wife,
Lies.
and they were spies, right?
Yep, and they had to tuck her penis into her tight dress. But
You don't think you find her
saying-
attractive at all right here. Nothing about this look does it for you.
No, I don't like it.
Okay. Carry on. I'll continue searching her photo gallery, all 605 photos, and see if we can find one. What about cancer patient Jamie Lee from Scream Queens? Oof. That was an accidental click. She's got her head wrapped up in bandages. Not quite as old as she is now. Maybe when was this show on? 2015.
Oh, Scream Queens?
Still
Yeah.
got huge
Ugh.
jugs. She's always been very blessed up top.
Did she have her penis removed at this point?
I'm not sure what year she had it. It's never been discussed whether she had one or had it removed. I found one that Tom's gonna like.
Oh, okay.
Here she is in
shit.
from Trading Places when she played the prostitute, right?
Oh man, that is a sweet hairstyle. That is very sexy. I'm in my mind I'm blurring out the face.
Definitely. All right.
I'm just looking at the hairstyle and the fake fur coat.
And this is your favorite Jamie Lee Curtis look?
Ooh, yes. Daddy like.
Okay.
My personal favorite, if I had to pick, it would be Jamie Lee Curtis on the what was that movie? The prom train,
Prom night,
not prom night. It was a train.
promenade.
Prom night on the train.
Okay, so if I put a side by side of this image right here. Oh, where
Can we post this image on the? Oh no, not yet.
Yeah, work on that.
Next week. we
To
might
me,
be able
that
to.
look from Trading Places by Jamie Lee Curtis slightly resembles Dustin Hoffman's character in Tootsie.
Oh yeah,
With the big hair, it's got a bit of an orangish, that 1980s.
Yeah,
Orangish
brown.
brown.
I've never had a bigger boner than looking at.
So you don't like when she has her penis on and other images, but you like when she looks like a man who actually has a penis, Dustin Hoffman and Tootsie.
She didn't have a penis at that point. She grew it later.
Okay.
That happened in Halloween 2018. You got a better picture of her?
I
see you looking.
I have about 500 more to scroll through. She's had a very long, industrious career, mostly playing Laurie Strode in Michael Myers movies or playing herself in Activia commercials. Playing a person with irritable bowel syndrome in Activia commercials. Trying to hawk her probiotic agenda.
Yep, someone's making money off of that. Is it her? Probably not. But as we all know, there's only 7 or 8 different companies that make all of the food that we eat in this country.
Scandalous.
There's recently been strikes against Nabisco, and now there's a strike against Kellogg's. And then you realize, oh, there's only like 8 to 10 different companies that make every single food that we eat in this country.
Correct. And this, I'm going to get on my soapbox here for a minute.
Please
Tom.
do, Chris.
I'm
Please
glad
do.
you pointed this out. As there was a gentleman on Twitter, and I occasionally like to go on Twitter just to paw at people and annoy them and
He does it to me all the time.
try to make them question their own stupid statements that they put up. This particular person was very upset that a health providing company, Big Pharma company, was going to profiteer off of this vaccine, and that's why I'm not taking it, right? And yet, and there's only a handful of big pharma companies, and yes, they make all the pills that we take, and yet we don't care when we're taking those. But when it comes to vaccine, for some reason, now all of a sudden, fuck them, I'm not giving my money to big pharma. But I pointed out to this gentleman, what about Big Hamburger? Do you have any problem with Big Hamburger profiteering off of our hard-earned money? We need these hamburgers, Tom, right, to live. Just like we need this vaccine to stay alive. We need hamburgers, and somebody's going to make money, and it always funnels up to the top. So you can't hate one without the other. But I had a sneaky suspicion this person in particular did not care that Big Hamburger was making money off of selling us these overinflated hamburgers. But for one reason or another, they were upset that Big Pharma was making all this money.
Chris, I'm so happy that you brought up Big Hamburger
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
because I am so upset with Big Hamburger because of the way they have quote unquote redid their menu. You used to be able to get a bacon cheeseburger or a cheeseburger at whatever it was at different fast food giants. They had their dollar menu. Hey, get it for $1, get it for $1. But now they've changed it all up. Like, oh,
Prices go up, Tom.
I understand that, but not to the extent that they have in the past year since Comrade Joe has taken over.
And that's tribalism. That's exactly the opposite of what I was talking about, Tom. You can't hate one. You can't hate one without the other because everybody's making money in some particular way, and there are people that are always like, "Oh, good for him, he's making money." But then, all right, it was one of the guys on the Twitter feed happened to be a black man. I don't know if it was a bot, or whatever, but he was against the vaccine and against Big Pharma making money off of a vaccine that's supposed to save lives. Right? But he wasn't against any of these other services. If, I don't know, a black athlete was holding out for more money, he would say, good for him. Right?
Okay.
But
unless that black athlete was not a good player, then no one would want to sign him.
But who's
kind of like Colin Kaepernick? He stinks, so that's why no one signs him.
My point is everybody's going to make some money, and they're going to try and make the most amount of money that they can for whatever skill set that they have. And these people spent years, not just a few quick weeks or months, developing the technologies to make these medicines for you. Decades. And so they put a little bit of investment in it. I think they overcharge as well. But I also think that Big Hamburger overcharges me for a hamburger.
Well,
I think everybody overcharges me. I think everything should be free, Tom.
You know who these medicines will not help? Michael Myers.
No. Did he get vaccinated?
He got vaccinated with bullets.
Maybe
from the community.
COVID-19 will finally be the one thing that takes down Michael Myers.
Everyone in the community, which I think...
Except you noticed, Tom, he got very upset when they took his mask away. And even Michael Myers responsibly is masking out there and trying to social distance. But these people kept mobbing him.
Yeah, he was on the verge of slicing people's throat, but once he had to, whether he had the option of cutting a motherfucker or going back and grabbing his mask, he went back and grabbed his mask. And that's when we had my number one favorite kill from Michael Myers when she did her gotcha. What's her face? Blonde girl. You're looking at it like a whole big.
What about her look during Christmas with the Cranks?
Oh yeah, she had her Christmas sweater on the whole time.
She looked like a typical suburban housewife. Back when Christmas and the Cranks were made, I'm sure she had a job.
Yeah, she took Michael's mask, pulled it out into the street, and just like in the first film, technically tricked Michael into a trap. She said, "Gotcha," and that's when he got beaten and stabbed by the MAGA mob, as people were calling it,
Who called it that?
the insurrection mob. That's what it was getting called on social media and
I agree. It
reviews
had a
and
very
stuff.
similar vibe to it.
I
There
would
was
have
a lot of misinformation being passed around.
I would have compared it to an Antifa mob.
Well, either way, there was a lot of misinformation being passed around to each other, and there was no leadership. At first, I
Just
was
like
like,
Antifa.
at first I was like, oh, look at Tommy Doyle. He's a leader, but he let that man die, and that's on him. He didn't stop that mob from busting through that door and forcing that man to jump to an early demise.
And let's not forget that the man who committed suicide, the crazy guy, he was locked up in a mental institution for a reason.
What about this look here?
We
This-
don't know why, but he wasn't just some innocent guy. Please.
He might have been. He might have just been suffering from a regular mental illness. Like
No,
Kevin Love on the Cleveland Cavaliers. He suffers from mental illness. Would you drive him out of a window? Make him jump to his death? Accuse him of being Michael Myers because he's tall and he looks really strong?
Yeah,
Like he can murder a bunch of people.
If he scores 3 points a game and has 4 fouls,
Kevin
yeah,
Love
maybe.
looks a lot more menacing than that that feeble old man mentally ill old man who they chased out of the top floor of the hospital. What do you think about this look from Jamie Lee Curtis in Drowning Mona? She's got a cigarette hanging out of her mouth. She's got a weird
she's got a mullet look.
Kind of
going
looks
on.
like a Miley Cyrus's current mullet that she
like
rocks.
real short on top, and she is definitely partying in the back.
Mhm.
Hopefully, she parties in her backside.
Got some blonde streaks going through it. Oh, you would find her attractive. You think this type of woman here
This is nice. 'cause
definitely takes
She
does
probably,
anal?
it definitely does anal because she can't do pussy work because she doesn't have one. So
Okay.
hermaphrodite. See where I'm going with that?
I don't.
No.
All right, this is not from any movie. This looks like a headshot. What about this Anderson Cooper look, where she lets her hair go That's not the picture I clicked on. Now it's going to take 5 minutes to get it back up. Isolate that audio. That could be misconstrued. All right, I keep clicking on a particular picture and all these other
Send that
ones.
to Robin. Like, it's going to take 5 minutes to get back up.
Yes. I totally lost my erection.
Robin's like, yeah, I know.
All right,
But
this is the one.
where is?
This is the Anderson Cooper picture. She's got the black frame glasses and she's got her hair completely white.
Yeah,
She's got
she
a
looks
white
like
suit.
she's in an Activia commercial.
You find her attractive in this picture.
No, I don't find her attractive in anything.
Oh, this one right here. I like the 70s looks. 70s look, Jamie Lee. What is going on with your computer? You saw me click on a different picture. What about Anything But Love with Richard Lewis? I almost said Dreyfus. That was not this picture. I'm clicking on this one. There. All right. Again, it's just another. It looks like a headshot from her early days, circa
From the-
1978. Publicity photo.
It's not sexy at all. It actually looks like it's a yearbook photo.
Beautiful smile.
And I would see like my mom's yearbook photo and my dad's yearbook photo right next to them.
In the 70s, they always wore off-the-shoulder halter tops so you can see a bare shoulder.
Yeah, that looks like my parent. It's not sexy at all. You are not going to find a sexy.
Except for the photo, the only one that Tom likes is the one where she looks like Tootsie from Trading Places with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, you're not going to find anything where
right,
I would
well.
find her sexy.
Most recently,
But-
all her pictures, she's got the Anderson Cooper look going on, completely gray with the black glasses.
You know what though? Try to find a sexy pic of Judy Greer.
Okay.
I bet that'll
Do
be
you
a
find
lot
her
easier.
attractive? I'm never gonna
you
get
know
back
what?
to the
I
original.
do not. She had like real crazy nipples when she was in Arrested Development, and wasn't like sexy. She was like a weirdo.
Do you think that was written into the script?
Yeah,
or-
it was written into the script. Weird nipples, I would think so. But
Or do you think she just got the role because she had the weird nipples? And they're like, we're looking for an actress with weird nipples. Am I spelling this right? Doesn't look right.
Judy Judy Greer? I mostly remember her from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And you just go back to Halloween Kills.
That's how I was going to find her. I guess I could have did it that way.
All right.
Just
well,
type in her
either way.
name.
Either way, it was good that her character got killed at the very end of the film. We can spoil that here on
Did
the spoiler
she?
party.
They kind of cut away from it as she was getting stabbed.
I have to say this.
As was established many times previously in this film, not everyone gets stabbed once or even twice and dies, especially where she was getting stabbed up around the chest, not directly onto the heart. Who knows? We'll find out in the sequel. I have a feeling she's going to be getting rushed to the hospital at the beginning of Halloween Kills Part 2. The third implemented
Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends or some shit. Is that what it's going to be called?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
Halloween Ends again.
You're probably right.
for the eighth
Halloween
time.
Ends again. Halloween. It's very disturbing for people that people like us who call the new Halloween Halloween 18 because it came out in 2018.
All right. Did we cover everything? It's Halloween month. So we give a whole hour to the king of Halloween horror films, Halloween Kills, the latest installment. We've established that Michael Myers,
He's killed everyone.
he's unvaxxed, but he does
and
care.
that's why he's killing everyone.
He does care about your health because he does wear a mask throughout the whole film until Karen comes along and rips it off of him because she's upset. She doesn't want to wear a mask.
And she decides to drag his mask out into the street, make him follow her. And that's where she does her gotcha, just like she does in the first Halloween movie. Are you familiar with that film?
I saw only part of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah, it's the gotcha thing. And then she does the gotcha again. And that's where I was, okay, all right. In the very first film, Halloween 2018, she does the crybaby thing where she's sitting in the basement and she's like, oh my God, Jamie Lee Curtis, my mom. I'm afraid. Why would you leave me in here myself with a gun? And then Michael Myers shows up, and she's like, "Oh, gotcha." Shoots him in the face.
Okay, yeah.
And then in the second film, this new one, uh, she takes. We were talking about this. She steals Michael Myers' mask, drags or convinces him to come out into the street, drops his mask in the street, and then he comes out and she's does the same thing. Gotcha. And then all the people come around and beat him, and then we talked about that. Like, why would her like final, final kill, or not even like a final kill, but like her final blow be like, oh, I'll stab you in the shoulder.
Stab placement. Well, he can't be burned. We established he's been tried. They tried to burn him several times. Nobody's ever tried dismemberment. You know, he was locked up in mental institutions much of his life, much of his adult life, much of his. Well, she does fall to the ground. That doesn't necessarily mean that she. We're watching the end where Karen gets stabbed. The last shot of her, she's not moving. Jamie Lee Curtis is.
See, Michael right there. Gotcha. Right before it says Halloween Kills. Because she did that in the first two movies. Like, she's like, oh, I trapped Michael. Gotcha.
You
And
know
then
why?
all of a sudden, like, she's standing up in Michael's dead sister's bedroom, and then he pops up at the very end and kills her. Gotcha.
I don't think it's about that. Well, yeah, they never establish the exact why to how what motivates Michael Myers to kill. He doesn't like when you take his mask.
Nope.
Doesn't like that. He will follow you. What they do establish about Michael Myers in this film is might be best expressed in a song, Tom.
Okay.
Since you are on the board over there.
What song would this be?
It's a little song by Artie the Alligator.
I like to watch the couples play. Ils dansent les tranches. And qu'est-ce que c'est?
That's what they establish in this film, is that he likes to watch. They don't know whether he likes to watch out the window or whether he's watching his pale reflection in the window and looking within himself. You know, I'm sure everyone's been there where you had to dig deep and look within yourself and find out, hey man, am I the asshole? I keep going around and killing everybody, and for some reason nobody likes me in this town. Yeah, I think that's what he was asking himself at the end of the movie.
Well, you think
Michael
that's
Myers.
what Michael Myers
Is it
like,
me?
Does everyone? Why does everyone in Haddonfield hate me?
Yeah. I think I'm a nice guy.
Anthony Michael Hall, like, does a karaoke night dedicated to me?
I mean, I was the one who set up the panty exchange that made him popular in high school. I got him Molly Ringwald's panties when I killed her, and I ripped them off, and I even smeared some blood on him so that he was really popular and looked like he had sex while she was on her period. And yet, yeah, Michael Myers has to be the bad guy in all this. He doesn't understand it, and that's why he has to keep killing until he can figure it out.
Well, that is a great description.
He said, is it the mask? Is it because it's William Shatner's face painted white? He doesn't understand why he's not liked in this town.
So, Chris, did you enjoy this iteration of Michael Myers, Halloween, part 2 of the new quote unquote trilogy?
I did. Usually I like it to be just a tad more subtle when they try and weave in the social, contemporary social issues, modern social issues. I like it to be a little bit more subtle. You said a lot of people picked up on it online. I hadn't seen that, but
About how people thought this was
yeah, I was wondering.
comparing it to the January 6th fake insurrection.
Right, because I don't know when it was filmed, and I don't know.
Oh, it was before that.
So it was before that,
Yeah.
and yet, so it's almost like Nostradamus. They predicted the way that these mobs, a mob run by fear, would react.
I don't know, Chris. I feel like mob justice is something that
It's
we
been
need-
around
we-
since
we need-
before
we
January
need-
6th.
Yeah, we need more of it. We need more of this vigilante type justice.
I mean, it helped kill Frankenstein's monster. Think of how many lives were saved.
At least one or two.
Yeah.
Frankenstein would have definitely killed like a couple of little girls.
If there was mob justice to perhaps prevent all these innocent millions of people who have gotten the vaccine from getting the vaccine, maybe if the mob justice prevented that, some of these rare side effects wouldn't have killed small amounts of people. Yeah, it just goes into Prom Night. It's another Jamie Lee
I feel
Curtis
like
movie on
I
this.
feel like I lived right next door to the school. Even though I didn't go there. I went to like the rich kid school, but this school was like right next to where I lived.
That looks like many schools from that neighborhood. That looks like, funny. Did you grow up on that street?
In the West Boulevard neighborhood.
Okay.
Over by St. Ignatius.
Not
and-
where the house that you occasionally stay at.
No.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
it's the old schoolhouse building. They just built a big block of building, and they had windows. It was not designed to be. There was no architectural interest like modern day schools. They just clump something onto it. Like, hey, we got a bunch of your tax money. We don't know what to do with it. We're not going to spend it on the teachers. We're not going to give them a raise for putting up with your kids' bullshit. We'll probably just build a new swimming pool that your kids will never use.
oh hey, this is a hospital that we used to treat mentally ill people at, but now it's a school.
Yeah, because all the buildings were universal design. They just had room, all next to each other, hallway, room on the back, right?
Yep.
Like if a little 5-year-old drew it and said, "Can you draw a building of a hospital?" They would draw a big rectangle or a square, and they would just put windows.
They put the
Try and evenly
bars
space
over the
them.
windows and like this is where Dean Cain touched me. Speaking of Dean Cain,
He was not in this movie. There was a lot of cameos. For some reason, they didn't ask Dean Cain to be in this movie.
nope. But you can possibly be in a movie with Dean Cain in the JCF Films Ohio studio. You can be in the potluck dinner scene that's taking place on Friday, November 12th. All ages, casual church clothes. Please bring a covered dish.
What is exactly qualifies as a covered dish of food?
Yes.
Okay, I thought meant like fine, foxy tasty dish. Like the way a
This
church
is-
person
this
might
is the-
describe a
This is
good-looking
the
person.
this is the young lady that I'm bringing for you.
Or if it's a church outing, a tasty dish might be a young boy.
Well, you don't have to sign up for that scene. You can also go to the breakfast scene, which is taking place on Friday, November 12th. It's for adults 21 and over. Breakfast clothes in a hotel. That's what they
Sounds
want.
exciting.
I don't- Scene description: eating breakfast in busy hotel.
Dean Cain, of course, he was a little upset recently. I don't know if you've heard about this, but Superman's son, Tom, is a bisexual male.
I did hear about this. Jonathan Kent is having a bisexual relationship with Kamasuko Namasaki.
An Asian
Yes.
twink.
Yes.
So American actor Dean Cain was upset about that. He said it is bandwagoning. He thinks it's unnecessary. He said, you know what? Maybe we don't have to question our sexuality every time we're watching muscular men in super tight yoga pants play fighting with other muscular men in super tight yoga pants wearing colorful capes. You know? Maybe we don't have to question our sexuality or even bring sexuality into the fold. Whatever happened to go? This is not your father's Superman. He would save Lois Lane and Lois Lane only. Right?
Yeah, that's true for, as far as he goes. But
Bisexual Superman. Now, this is why I think it's a good thing, Tom. Say I had to be rescued. Maybe I was tied to a train tracks, and then there was a woman who was tied to a train tracks. Right?
you want gay Superman to save you.
He's
got
to make a choice eventually. He doesn't have to make a choice in his sexuality. He can have sex with males or females. That's fine. Go ahead, bisexual Superman. But now you have to save someone first, right? And so this increases my odds. If it's a non-attractive looking woman who is tied to the tracks, I think I might have better odds, with my green eyes. He might be into that, like a kryptonite kink. He might come over there.
No,
You might
I'm just piecing out because we've been an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. It's almost time to go. Yeah. But I think you shouldn't be as upset about that as a man, as a heterosexual man, because I think it increases your odds of getting rescued. Right?
I think you're right, but
Say you are.
what if Superman is gay?
He's not all the way gay. He's bisexual. Quit trying to contribute to bisexual erasure, Tom. Bisexuals need to be seen, and they need to be.
I've seen the comic books. Superman has he keeps his.
I have a picture right here.
He has his retarded cousin Bizarro Superman sit in the closet, like watching him do gay shit. Like if I remember this correctly, he has Wolverine blow him.
Now, I don't know why in a comic book at all there is this level of sexual activity. Okay, he's kissing a boy. I see that. That's fine because they've kissed girls. But blowjobs and going down, when Batman refused to go down on Catwoman, I'm all right with that because it's
he's a
comic
hero.
book.
He's a hero.
For different reasons. Because it's
Why
a
would a
comic
hero
book.
do that?
And you shouldn't be reading a comic book over the age of 13 anyway. So you shouldn't be craving that kind of content. Right? superhero saves the day, and then he kisses the girl or boy, and then he flies off. Superman is bisexual, and he is no longer fighting for truth, justice in the American way. He's fighting for truth, justice in the American gaze. And I'm all right with that, Tom. Are you all right with that? Does this grind your grapes?
No, I
Do you
like,
read the comic books, Tom?
I like your joke on that because that they just announced for the DC Comics that Superman doesn't fight for the American way anymore.
Fighting for the American gaze. Good for him. Somebody needs
good
to
for
stick
him.
up for the American gaze. Why not Superman? You know how the gays are always trying to convert straight people, and that's why I feel I have a better chance of being rescued if I'm thrown off a tall building. I'm flying down, and I'm flying there, and say there's another man. Well, I don't know. All right. Say a man gets thrown off the building, and he's a church-going man like Dean Cain. He can't fly in real life. I know he played Superman, but in real life, he's a church-going man. And so he has quandaries about this whole sexuality thing. And I think we would find out the answers to him questioning his sexuality real quick if he was tossed off that building and bisexual Superman flies up next to him. I don't think he's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to take a hard pass on that because I'm just going to wait for the next superhero to come up and rescue me. No offense.
So
but I heard that you were bisexual, and I don't know, this conflicts with my religious beliefs. I'm going to go ahead and wait for the next superhero.
So are you trying to say that Dean Cain or people that you work with that are homosexuals or?
No, I'm saying that he might be conflicted, and I understand because he has strong religious beliefs. But if he was falling off a building, would he still hold on to those religious beliefs, Tom? When bisexual Superman flies up and he's right there, he's like, "Are you sure? I'm here." And Dean Cain's like, "Yeah, I know, and you're queer, and I need to get used to it, but I'm not really sure how God feels about me being rescued by a bisexual." And then bisexual Superman's like, "Okay, well, I have a feeling you're going to be able to ask him to his face real quick." And then he says, "Bye," because that's how bisexual Superman flies away. And he flies off, and he says, "Bye," splat. And that's the splat of him nutting in his pants, by the way. That's not the splat of Dean Cain hitting the ground. Not because he finds Dean Cain attractive, just because he's happy to let this bigoted man fall to his death who didn't want to take his hand while he was falling. That's my spin on bisexual Superman.
So, Chris, I'm guessing you don't want to possibly join in on a Dean Cain film. You don't want to be an actor.
Oh, I mean, he's entitled to his beliefs.
But
I don't think he said.
No. I feel like me and you should join the film and like go in and be in the film.
Yeah, Dean Cain did not say anything bigoted. Bigot adjacent, maybe. It's more like I said, he's got strong religious beliefs that conflict with people being born gay or bisexual or whatever their sexual preference is. And he expressed that. I believe in his right to freedom of expression, Tom.
I believe in that as well. I might not agree with everything that he says, like with the gays and the homos and the blacks and whoever else he has a problem with. I might not agree with it, but
I do agree. We do agree with his right to say it, correct?
Yes, that is 100% correct. And he is going to be filming a new movie in the Mansfield area, and Chris and I are probably going to be in it.
Yeah. I don't know. When is the audition? I don't know if I
There-
can make
there-
a dish
there-
fast enough.
There is no audition. We just got to show up.
Oh, just show up and go up.
Yep.
It's like an open mic.
It's in November.
It's an open mic film. You just show up and they put you in as long as you bring food for the cast and crew.
Speaking of open mics, Chris, where will you be performing this week?
As I have not secured a strong vehicle, the same big three that I won't say always attend, but sometimes attend. TikTok Tavern has one tomorrow night. Starts at 8 o'clock, I believe. They moved it up. There is Lakewood Village Tavern. A lot of taverns like to do open mics, and they do theirs every Wednesday, 9 o'clock. I actually went last week and didn't get on. There were so many comics.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I could have waited, but I was there for probably 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't know. It's a long time.
Oh, damn. You should have weaseled your way on.
Yeah. I went to the next night, went to Hatfields, and I got there early enough to sign up because that one starts at 8 o'clock. So, or 7:30, 8 o'clock about, but sign up is usually at 7. So, I don't know. The Lakewood Village Tavern always has a lot of comics show up for that one.
You got new jokes for this week?
Working
No?
on stuff.
You're
Always working on stuff.
always working
That
on
was my
stuff?
Superman bit.
Yeah,
Needs a little bit of work.
You want to hear my new joke?
Yeah. That was my take on the Superman is bisexual.
The whatever nature center just announced that there was a shit. There was an extinction. The ivory-billed woodpecker has just been ruled extinct by whatever nature shit. Whatever. I'll have to work on this.
Yeah. Didn't you already do this one at the beginning of this podcast?
No,
Are you sure?
no.
All right.
Maybe.
I don't know where I've heard this joke before.
Yeah, the nature whatever said that the ivory-billed woodpecker has become extinct, and it's a good thing that the ivory-skinned pecker sucker is not extinct.
Time you do it. And just like Michael Myers needed to practice his stabbing motion, Tom is out here practicing his timing and his delivery. And that's what open mics are about, Tom. And that's why
Yeah.
you can go up,
Chris does not like my jokes at all.
love them.
I
My
am,
number one fan, your number one fan of Tom's comedy.
He is a different. I need a different whatever. Yep. Chris is on his phone, and we're ending the show.
Yeah, that's it. We got to get out of here.
All right. Yeah, it's already been an hour and 43.
Well, Michael Myers has been in the game for a long time, and I think he deserves to be kind of talked about while we go off on tangents about nothing to do with Michael Myers.
That's true. He ends this movie by doing the gotcha.
The gotcha scare.
Yeah, on the bitch who does the gotcha on him.
Oh, you think he
And-
got the last laugh out of the gotcha? The
Oh,
game of
absolutely.
Gotcha?
Yeah, she did it in the first movie. She did it in the second movie, and then at the very end, gotcha. I feel like that should have been like the in what do they call that at the very bottom? The subtitles in the bottom. Like that should have been Michael Myers, like gotcha, even though he doesn't say it.
Like they
And
do
that-
in the subtitle for closed circuit TV when they put those over, and it'll say singing in Japanese or something.
Yep. She thought that she had Michael Myers done with after she stabbed him in his shoulder blade. Who thinks you kill Michael Myers after stabbing him in the shoulder? A dumbass, that's who. But that's how it
Karens.
goes.
That's how Karens thinks it
Karen,
happens.
and
Entitled
that, and
Karens.
It was entitled Karens.
All right. You ready to get out of here?
Yes, I am.
Did our plugs. You do some plugs?
Yes, I do. Facebook.com/Morning Show Central Cleveland. Facebook.com/everything in between. At Von Erich, Twitter, Instagram, Getter. Getter is the good one. Are you on Getter, Chris?
No.
You should be on Getter. That's the one that's gonna last, I guess. And everyone's on like
That is the one for rapists, and it tells you which dark alleys have
everyone's on local
rapeable women in there.
There is no rapings on Getter.
No, not
At-
on
at-
Getter,
at
but
le-
it just
At least
alerts
not
you
yet.
to rapeable women in rapeable areas like this old school. on
Oh, okay,
Promenade.
that's it. That's it.
This has been the Spoiler Party. See you next time on the MSC Network.